Buggery days, the neighbours are bitching. There's nowhere to go when I'm old. I'm wanting to be alone. Too many children and the chicks are tick-tock. Buggery days, why am I working overtime? Buggery days, I'll be rich tomorrow. In the third race at Reefton, there's a winner, I'm told. Buggery days, I'll never have to borrow. And there'll be no more coal dust when I'm wealthy and old. Buggery days, I'll be rich tomorrow. There's another race in Greymouth and it's a winner, I'm told. Buggery days, I'll never have to borrow. And there'll be no more coal dust when I'm wealthy and old. So they pulled that from Radio New Zealand because of the bugger. So interesting that, and then they had that ad on not long after, a few years later, they pulled that ad. And I thought, what's the fuss about? It's not like I'm effing, I'm just bugging me. It's what my father used to say, bugging me days. Very much the, you know.
Andy, you could have sung that in the Censored Songs at the Folk Club last year.
What's that?
Censored Songs.
Yes, I know that. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a whole heap of them, but none of them contain expletives. Some of them are just called disturbing.
Yeah.
Because they are. And you know, and one of my albums I put out about 1995, about 24 years ago, called Angel Tongue. On it, I didn't put this, but Barry Clubb remastered it for me, and then on the bottom he said, originally it said some content may disturb, not because of swear words or anything like that, but because it was about stuff that would sit uncomfortably with people.
Subject matter.
And he wrote, some of the content here should disturb, but probably won't.
Yeah, that's right.
So he got it right. Another person paying attention. Very good. And you know, and as Tony points out in his review of me, I don't make any money in this game. But I didn't come into this game to make money anyway. I came into this game to tell the stories of the people who couldn't tell the stories. So I'm telling the stories that my mother and even my father couldn't tell. And passing them down to, hopefully, you know, generations beyond. I'll just do this one for you, and then I'll ask Christina to do Saturnland with me. This is I made Stand Like a Tree in 2017, but because of illness, I decided not to properly release it. Although I was meant to do an Australian tour this year, and I've had to forego that too. But you know, who knows what's ahead? But what I'm saying is, I've never tried to I've never wanted to shock people, but some of my stuff can be quite shocking because I'm not afraid. Not afraid of people. I always get back up too, and I'll tell you a wee tale before I sing this song. This is. I've lost so many friends in the last few years, but I don't think of it as I've lost so many friends. I think I've gained many more new friends, but some people go, I don't know why I'm still here. I'm not meant to be still here. I've survived all sorts of stuff. And I don't plead to be here, actually. I don't actually plead to be here. I never kill myself. I'm not suicidal. Though each day I bless each day, and I have an incredible sense of gratitude, and I know that people pray for me, and I'm so blessed. But we've lost lots of friends, as we know, over the last few years, and I won't even name those people anymore because, you know, very close friends and buddies of mine. I thought they'd outlive me, not me that outlived them. But I remember when I was 18, and I was hanging out with Dave Johnson, and he was my best friend, Dave Johnson. He's passed now. We're the same age, and we used to go and hang out at the stage door, and we used to go and watch the chants. when we were 17 and 18. The Chants were a wonderful band, you know, back in those days. And one evening, we were all sitting outside the Hippies. You know, it was the Mods and Rockers days. And we had long hair, and the other guys were sort of like, you know, just rough as
Raw
skirts.
cream and pointed toes and skinny toes.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even bad. It was just bullshit. Because some of them weren't very tough at all. Yeah, they were tough. Anyway, this is true. I had also a very good friend called Phil, who was bantamweight New Zealand boxing champion. He was a very scrawny-looking guy, quite pale, and the only giveaway that he was a pugilist was he had a slightly bent nose. Well, an obviously bent nose, which had obviously been broken a few times. But he was one of the most incredible people I've ever met, and he's passed now too. But I'll tell you this true story. We're outside, one Friday night, we're outside the stage, we're about 17, 18. And these guys pulled up in these cars down the alley, and they were getting out of the cars, and they were going, "We're going to beat you guys up," and all you hippies and not, you know, mods. We were mods rather than hippies. And I wasn't afraid. I had this sort of thing going in my gut. I just thought, I'm not going to be afraid. I can't fight. I couldn't fight, but I certainly wasn't going to go down. Or if I did go down, I'd get back up. I just keep getting back up because that's what I do. And Phil knew this, and he said to me, when they come for us, because he and I were sitting together, when they come for us, just do what I do. And I just went, oh, okay, because I knew what he was. And he was scrawny guy. And there's a couple of they were going off and punching people and kicking people, and people were yelling and all this sort of stuff. And this couple of guys, quite big guys, came over, and one grabbed my wrist. He's grabbed my wrist, my right wrist, and I pulled my wrist away. And by that time I became quite angry, but I couldn't fight. But I became angry, I pulled my wrist away. And Phil stood up, he's a very slight guy, he just stood up and he went, "Try me." He just went, "Try me." And this guy just took a swing and he was on the ground. And it was just like Bruce Lee stuff. It was, and I was going, what the? And I just went, I'll just do what you do. And I went like this, except I didn't hit anybody. I was just like, whoa. And I had a bruise on my wrist for about a week. And I remember afterwards he said to me, "Thanks for being here." He said, "Thanks for being here, Andy." That's what he said. I didn't do anything. I didn't defend anybody apart from myself. But he got me. And he knew I was really strong inside. I couldn't fight, but he knew I was really strong inside. And that's why he chose me. Because I was helping him as well. So that's why I say that. So I'm going to do this song in memory of my dear departed friends. And to all of us, this is for all of us. It's the very first song for the Stand Like a Tree album, and the Stand Like a Tree album, what begins with this song is almost like a kind of it's called Roll of Honour. And when I do Roll of Honour, after that, I won't do it now, but I do a song called All Fell Down, which is like. So this is the antithesis of that, you know, going. Listen, can you hear them calling you now? Faraway stars whom the bell tolls for thee, whom the bell tolls for thee. Listen, can you hear them? They are marching down. They are marching in line. Toll, the bell tolls within. Listen, they are here now. They are standing beside you, smiling behind you. They are reaching out to you, giving back to you all the promises they made while they were living, while they were living. For whom the bell tolls for thee, for whom the bell tolls for thee. Listen, can you hear them? They are leaving you now, homeward to heaven driven. And all you need to know is all is forgiven. All is forgiven. The bell tolls for thee, whom the bell tolls for thee. Ask not for whom the bell tolls for thee, but whom the bell tolls for thee. Listen, can you hear me? I'm calling you now from far away stars. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that, because believe me, they are not just words. They are calling you now. I'll just finish with Christina helping me on a song called In Saturnland, which is also on this album, doing a bit of vocals here. This is called Low C. I'll just get it right first. It's a beast tune, this guitar, by the way.
How old is it, Andy?
Pardon?
How old is it?
It's about 40-something years old. It was built in the 1970s. It's a bit of a beast, but it serves me well for certain songs. I don't play. I prefer actually to play a 6-string, to be fair. But this guitar I decided was the guitar I'd mainly used for the last album recording, because I wanted to get those dark sounds as well. Okay, this is called In Saturnland. When it comes to your bit, you can just sing out, and I'll leave heaps of space for you. So this is a song I wrote when I was while I was in hospital. I wrote it in my head, but I couldn't play it and I couldn't sing it. But with the burns, and I remember people coming up and visiting me, and Jenny used to come up each time. Jenny lived out of Oxford, and each time prayed for me, and people said wonderful prayers to me, and to have prayers said over you It is. Because it's not just what's said; it's what's meant as well. And there's a line in this song, which you'll hear in one of the verses. You'll hear a line which says, "And angels came with wings to lift me up." I'm not just trying to write a pretty song here. I actually had angels come with wings to lift me up. I actually felt uplifted. And a stranger held my hand and filled my cup. I had heaps of people come and visit me from all times of day and night. A lot of time I was on, what do you call it, on morphine, and I was like, there's like tubes coming in and out of me and stuff. But I remember this person vaguely standing at the end of my bed, and then she came over and filled my cup, and I can't to this day work out who she was. She certainly wasn't a relative of mine. None of my relatives would do that. I say with a great sense of irony. Anyway, this is called Satinland, and it's about satin sheets. Because once I got home, I just lived in my satin sheets after living in a hospital bed for 4.5 weeks. Okay. Bless you all. When I was burned by fire, death came stealing. This eagle flew so high, he was healing. Clarity came to me, so revealed. As I lay down to rest in Satinland, and I rose just like a phoenix from the fire. Cold water was the balm that I so desired. You became the friend I so admired. As I lay me down to rest in Satinland, and angels came with wings to lift me up. A stranger held my hand, filled my cup. You are the one I so admire. You are the one I can say who set my heart on fire. And I hope that you and I are friends forever. Although we may not ever be together, I carry you like Old Man River, Old Man River. Lay me down to rest in Satinland. I will carry you like Old Man River, Old Man River. When I lay me down to rest in Satinland. As I lay me down to rest in Satinland. Yeah, a song about healing. Thank you. That's enough indulgence from me. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Anyone else wants to go and do a song? Adrian might read some of his poems. Adrian's written books of poems, but he hides them under his bed. And there are other people in the room. Maybe Jenny might like to sing a song. There's a spare guitar here somewhere. But anyone else, yeah, have some food, drinks, say hi to one another, and thank you for being here and for being so supportive of me over the years. Some of you people have just been wonderful to me, and I've taken some wrong turns in my life, but I think I'm kind of going on a straight line now somewhere.
You don't do that, mate.
Got back onto it.
Go wait for that. Stay back.
Anyway, thank you very much. And